Thursday morning to you, friends. Welcome to the show. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. And let us be the first to tell you happy
Friday Eve.
It feels so nice every time it makes me happy. But let's get right to the forecast, though, with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because he's getting us ready for the day and even for the weekend ahead. So, Thomas, second day of summer, but the temps are finally going to start kind of feeling like it.
Yeah, I was going to say, second day of summer doesn't roll off the tongue quite as easily as Friday Eve does, but the weather certainly does arrive now for the second day of summer. Just take an extra day just to get there. Maybe just hit the snooze button, but its snooze button is a full day of extra rest there for the summer season. Yeah, bright, sunny skies right into that lens of the camera that overlooks Riverfront Park. It'll take a little bit to get those temperatures out of the 40s, but we are not far away. It's 49 degrees right now, mostly sunny skies, as you can see for yourselves. Though with clear skies overnight, we tend to get rather cool temperatures, and we are seeing that play out over portions of North Idaho. It's 39 Sandpoint. St. Mary's is reporting 33, make that 32 degrees, so you're at the freezing mark. I believe that observation point is at some elevation, so that's not going to be a common frosty spot across the inland Northwest. But that sunshine is going to even things out and then some and put us in the mid 70s for high temperatures today.
Well, right now, search and rescue teams are still trying to locate a missing submersible with 5 people on board. It was last seen Sunday while exploring the wreckage of the Titanic. Our Brandon T. Jones is joining us live from the newsroom right now. So, Brandon, we're learning more that the air on the submersible is running out.
Yeah, good morning, Channing, and that's exactly right. Just a couple of hours ago, we passed the 96-hour mark for the missing sub. That's when breathable air was expected to run out. That's based on the time frame the sub went into the ocean. According to the U.S. Coast Guard and owner of the sub, Ocean Gate, experts do believe that time frame could have been extended if the 5 people aboard took action to conserve air. CBS News recently talked to Chris Brown. He is the friend of Hamish Harding, who was on board the sub. He said it's possible the vessel was at the bottom of the ocean or floating on the surface.
Let's be straight, it's not looking good. Oxygen's obviously very low. It's not just oxygen. The sub, let's assume it's at the bottom of the ocean. It could still be bobbing along at the surface, just unable to communicate, but that's an issue in itself.
This morning, more ships and vessels arrived at the site of the disappearance. The Coast Guard said today that an undersea robot sent by a Canadian ship reached the seafloor and begun looking for the sub. All morning long, we'll be talking about the search for the missing submersible. In the next 30 minutes, I'll be going over the prior warning signs and safety concerns about the vessel. Reporting in the newsroom, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Our coverage of the missing vessel continues at 6:17. Our exclusive Verify team looks into claims that the submersible was piloted by a video game controller. You may have seen that on social media. What they found out coming up in the next 15 minutes.
Well, this morning, 26-year-old James Kelly remains behind bars. The soldier is accused of shooting and killing 2 people near the Gorge Amphitheater.
Kelly appeared in front of a judge for the very first time yesterday, where he was officially charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Court documents show the suspect told police he took mushrooms and was hallucinating prior to shooting 5 people. Allegedly, Kelly pulled a gun out from his truck in the overflow camping area. He shot 2 women who died at the scene. Documents say he then shot another man in the shoulder in the direction of a crowd management service employee. The final victim was his own girlfriend, who he shot after she called 911.
You know, our thoughts and feelings most definitely go out to the families of the victims in this horrific situation.
Kelly was arrested after being shot by a Moses Lake police officer. The state requested no bail, and the defense reserved all actions until attorneys are appointed. This means Kelly will remain in Grant County custody. Kelly's next court appearance is scheduled for July 5th at 9 a.m.
Now, after yesterday's hearing, KREM 2 spoke to the Grant County Sheriff about security during future events at the Gorge.
After a debrief with this, with the staff with Live Nation and other Gorge organizations that run the facility, I'm sure we'll definitely have some changes. I think that situations like this, we use this to learn from, to become better, and obviously our hope is always to prevent something like this from happening.
Now, we also asked the sheriff if there were any updates with the officer who was on administrative leave for allegedly shooting the suspect. He says he has not heard any new information at this time. The public information officer for the North Central Washington Special Investigations Unit says the team is still investigating the shooting.
We are learning more about the couple shot and killed in the shooting. Jocelyn Ruiz lived with her fiance, Brandy Escamilla, in Seattle. We also know that they had no relationship with the shooter. An attorney for their families say they are considering taking legal action.
The Ruiz family love Jocelyn and they're devastated. My perspective as an attorney, I'm looking into, why did this happen? I'm investigating whether there seems to be a potential of a civil case.
The family attorney said the couple were high school sweethearts. We've confirmed they were traveling nurses at Swedish hospital in Seattle. In a memo sent to staff, the hospital system said in part, quote, "Nurses are the backbone of our healthcare industry, and both Brandy and Jocelyn embodied excellence and compassion in patient care." It went on to say their hearts go out to the victims' families during this difficult time.
It is 6:06 right now. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. One person is dead and another is in critical condition after a single car crash in Whitman County on Wednesday night. This all happened on State Route 128, about a mile north of Clarkston. Washington State Patrol troopers say drugs and alcohol were involved in this crash. A Washington man is in the Kootenai County Jail this morning for shooting at another person. On Tuesday, a man says that he saw 43-year-old Michael Murphy digging through a dumpster. The man confronted Murphy, telling him he wasn't allowed to go through the trash. The man says that's when Murphy got a gun out of his car and fired several times at him, but he wasn't hit. Murphy is now charged with aggravated assault. And today, the Boulevard Race will reveal their new shirt design. The new 4-mile race is taking place in downtown Spokane on September 24th. The course will travel Washington Street near the Riverfront Park Clock Tower and finish on Spokane Falls Boulevard. The race is raising money for the Community Cancer Fund, a local nonprofit that provides support to cancer patients and their families. And that's a look at your morning rush.
6:07 in the weather today will quite literally be 75 and sunny, and that will make for some very nice and enjoyable conditions, especially considering how cool it's been for the first part of this week. Still a bit cool outside right now thanks to the clear skies, but a lot of sunshine thanks to a high pressure region over western Montana that has cleared out all of the skies across the northwest. Again, leaving us a little cool first thing in the morning, but the sunshine's going to offset that and then some. We get the interest on that sunshine for this afternoon, putting us, 75 and sunny in Spokane, and even getting a few low 80s across central Washington as well. But our temperatures, this is just the beginning of the upward trend. 80s tomorrow, 80s all of next week. In fact, it might be a matter of how close to 90 could we get in that long-term outlook.
Heading out the door this morning, you will likely see gas prices are especially high right now in the state of Washington.
In fact, this is the first time ever that Washington State has had the highest prices on average across the country. So right now, prices are $4.95 a gallon. That's more than 30 cents higher than they were just a month ago. But the cost of crude oil is relatively unchanged. So what's to blame for these high prices?
An oil and gas researcher from the University of Washington says it is a supply and demand issue. Demand is rising because of the summer driving season. As for supply, the BP Cherry Point refinery in Blaine, Washington is actually undergoing maintenance, so supply is down. Plus, major work on the Olympic pipeline is also having an impact too.
So there are a lot of factors. There are a number of moving parts. And that doesn't even talk about the geopolitical dimensions of oil prices.
Many are pointing to new state legislation that charges businesses for the greenhouse gases they emit. Some experts say oil companies are choosing to pass on those fees to consumers. The Seattle Times reports those costs add up to about 50 cents per gallon. The State Department of Ecology says it is aware of oil companies passing on costs, but has no power to stop it. But there is some positive news. Gas prices are still lower than last summer when the average gas price was $5.55 a gallon.